Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Greg and this is Puddle Walkers Outdoors. Alright guys, so the floods are really starting to chill out around here. Our water is starting to get just about the perfect spot. So me and Tony are heading out to one of my favorite creeks. I found this place on accident like 3 years ago. I did a video on how to find a creek and I found a creek and I went there and I fished it and I caught fish and I've been fishing it for 3 years ever since. So far, my largest one out of there is almost 5 pounds. So I always got high hopes right here through April that I can get a big fish. Now this creek's a little different than my normal creeks. Typically you'll see me chasing after smallmouth. This creek right here though, it holds largemouth more than it does smallmouth. Smallmouth are in there, but in my experience, whenever you have smallmouth and largemouth together in a creek, that the largemouth outcompete the smallmouth for food, and so you typically have kind of these little gangly looking smallmouth, and that's what's a lot in this creek. Now, I've caught some good smallmouth out of here, but it's mainly the largemouth show. All right guys, we're gonna be using a mini tube and we're gonna be checking out for undercuts. So when you come up on a corner in a creek, during flood times, the water actually erodes underneath the bank and it creates this undercut. And fish like largemouth and smallmouth love these areas. Now, mostly largemouth in these type of areas because largemouth typically inhabit these style of creeks where they got muddy bottoms, the water's really dirty looking, dingy, kind of cloudy water. These are typically largemouth places. So that's what we're going to be focusing on with our lure selections. We'll also be trying rooster tails and spinner baits, but the focus is going to be the tubes, and we're going to be focusing on those undercuts in hopes that the bass are there in ambush mode. All right, guys, stick around. All right guys, this is what we're starting out with today. This is the Ned Wacky mini tube. This is actually the snow cone color. I called this the Morning Dawn or the Dawn Patrol in the last episode, and I was 100% wrong. This is the snow cone. If you look at it, it kind of looks like a raspberry blueberry snow cone mix. I did really well with this for the smallmouth, so we're gonna start out with this and see if we can't replicate the same success here as we did at the last creek. All right guys, stay tuned. I just about want to put, okay. That wind just straight took off with that thing. Shoot, that's what I wanted to fish, was that log over there on the bank. The wind blew.
I tried to cast up over that tree.
The wind come blowing through there and that was that. Come on, fish. I know something's got to be in here. Well, you got a good one that time, huh?
My mission is to catch every tree on this creek.
Look at that, dude. That's a big one. That is a big one, dude. Size of this spot.
Holy cow.
That's a good one. I got to get down here. I ain't flipping him up. That's a big spotted bass right there. That is a monster spot. PB right here. One of the biggest spotted bass I've ever caught. Definitely. Definitely. Oh, it's not even a spot. It's just a monster largemouth.
Good thing I brought my chest.
Dude, look at that. What's that, like a 3-4 pounder, dude?
I got my scale up here.
Oh,
Sloppy sandwich, Ned Wacky.
there we go, guys. First fish of the morning. That is a dandy. I bet this fish is probably pushing 3 pounds. We're gonna put him up on the scale, give him away, guys. That is the Ned Wacky mini tube.
A sloppy sandwich.
Now, that wasn't even a sloppy sandwich. That's the snow cone. I've been getting it wrong myself.
Oh, is it the snow cone?
That is a dandy. Look at the belly on that girl. Dang. All right, guys, let's let her go. Here we are, guys. 3.7, almost 4 pounder. Man, what a creek bass. It's a good start right there, guys. That is just a dandy of a bass. Just an absolute dandy. All right. See you later, girl. What's here? Probably a snag. Yeah, there used to be a tree on that corner there. Just like that corner there. Smallmouth. Hey, look, Tony's line. I caught a Tony and a spot. Oh no, it's a little smallmouth here. Yeah, there's the fish, guys.
That fish was in my path, damn you.
It was too. And oh, this way. Telly caught me off guard. I set the hook on him and flipped him up out of the water. Yeah, another spot here, or maybe this is our first spot. So I think we've caught all 3 species of bass now. Is that a spotted bass? What do you guys think? I already know the answer. The answer is no. That's a little baby largemouth. A couple reasons why. You see here, he's not connected. This isn't very soft. The lateral line's broken. Whoop. Never mind. Little guys are around here. They're definitely tight to the bank. All right, guys, we started off super strong, almost 4-pound largemouth, and then a couple little bitty guys, and we haven't seen anything since. So we walked ourselves back out. We're gonna start right here where the bridge broke, and then we're gonna check the stretch along the highway here and see if we can't add some more fish to this and turn this trip into a good trip. All right, guys, stay tuned. Nope. Kind of moved that current over. Used to be a pocket right there that the fish would set in. Oh, we got hit. I got hit in there. I did get hit. Probably a rock bass. Oh, got hit again. There's something there. There's something there. About Took off my plastic that time. Woo, put a hurting on it. Well, there's one fish here at least. At least one. Got him. That's a good one. It's not bad. They're in there, Tony. There we go. Fish number 3, and that's really not a bad largemouth. About 12-incher looks like. All right, buddy, get back in there. You should have a little path there now. It used to not be there. There's probably more in there. Yep. Oh, there's more in there. I just been swimming it slowly through there. I'm not really letting it touch the bottom. Just kind of slowly reeling it back, and they thump it. Nothing. Woo! Look at that, dude. I thought I was snagged on something, dude. That was right in front of you, man. Right there at that grass. That's another one, guys. Another nice little largemouth. See you later, buddy. Yeah, straight up thought I was hung up on that grass. I just picked it up and then I saw him take off. I have shredded this tube now. This is why we're not finding them. They're all stacked up down here. There we go. What we got here? Another largemouth. That's not a bad one. Probably my second best one of the day. Where did he come from? Yeah, it's not bad at all. There we go, guys. Number 4 or 5. I don't even know anymore. But that's not a bad largemouth right there. Good fish. All right. See you later, buddy. Get back in there. All right, guys. Last hole for the day. One largemouth, one solo largemouth at the second stop that we hit right there. The bridge turned out to be pretty good for us, so we've done pretty decent altogether. The mini tube has really just outshined everything. We've tried a few different lures, but nothing has outdone this mini tube, so that's what we're sticking with. We're gonna fish this last hole, and then I'm probably gonna call it quits because we've probably got enough footage, enough film of everything to give you guys a good video to watch. All right, guys, stick around, see if we can catch something here. There we go. That's a good smallmouth. That's a good smallmouth. There we go. Finally found a good smallmouth. He engulfed it too. There we go, guys. First smallmouth of the day. It's a beautiful one. See you later, buddy. Sitting right here on the front of it. Oh, drop our rod in there. All right, guys, switching over to the Griffin by 12 Oak Customs. This is the Shad Shank Redemption color. It's actually a collaboration with a good friend of mine, Mark Luther. He came up with this, and Chris worked with him to come up with the idea. Mark has been slaying bass with it, so I'm going to give mine a try today. I did pretty good in the last episode with smallmouth, so I'm hoping to repeat that success. That's a big rock bass. Well, the crankbait caught something. I watched him come flying out there for it. What a porker too, look at him. It's a beautiful little fish. All right, this may be the last one, guys. All right, guys, that is a wrap on the episode. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. I want to thank you guys for watching the video all the way through. This time of year, guys, can be some of the toughest fishing there is. It can be so good, and at the same time, it can be so bad. Like for today, we started out with almost 4-pound largemouth, and then it was just like slim pickings through the whole rest of the trip. And it's like that in the summertime too, but it's like that mostly in the spring. And a lot of that, guys, has to do with the spawn and the fishes. Oh, hold on. And the fish wanting to actually be involved in either feeding or involved in searching for a mate or involved in hunting down bedding or making bedding. So there's a lot of factors involved. Sometimes you can come out on a pre-spawn day, early spring day like this, and you can just hammer down on some good fish. And then there's days like today where you're going to put time in, you're going to use different lures, you're going to fish different presentations, you're going to fish different style of habitats like we had to today. Some of the bass were up underneath the rock ledges or the mud ledges there from the high water, little undercuts. Some bass were out in the middle of nowhere for no reason whatsoever. And some bass were on wood. So you never know, guys. Just don't get too discouraged. We all have bad days, we all have bad trips, but that's why they call it fishing, not catching. All right, guys, see you on the next one.